All right, so I've talked at length, I guess, over the last couple of days about the FBI raid on the home of Trump's former national security advisor John Bolton that took place Friday morning. It is Sunday, August 24th, right now. His administration is doing something else as well. He put a guy named Bill Pulte from Florida. Bill Pulte is the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency. And so far, Bill Pulte, as the head of that agency, he has access to every single mortgage in the United States. And he has been going through the mortgages of Democratic members of the House and the Senate, political opponents of Donald Trump's, and of people who have either investigated or prosecuted or brought civil lawsuits against Donald Trump. And he is referring those people to the Department of Justice and accusing them of having committed mortgage fraud. Unironically, Donald Trump is extremely familiar with mortgage fraud and bank fraud. He was found liable for a decade's worth of fraud in a trial in 2023 that resulted in him owing the state of New York somewhere around $600 million in fines, interests, penalties, judgments. And so, Bill Pulte on Wednesday accused Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, she's a member of the Fed with Jerome Powell, a Biden appointee, of mortgage fraud. President Trump then demanded her resignation. Where this goes is hard to know, but it's an ominous turn in political warfare. I'm reading from an op-ed on this subject from the Wall Street Journal. Mr. Pulte posted on social media Wednesday morning a criminal referral for Ms. Cook that he sent to Attorney General Pam Bondi and Special Attorney Ed Martin, who is a MAGA lunatic. The letter alleges that Ms. Cook misrepresented two properties in mortgage agreements in 2021 as her primary residence, though she had put one of them up for rent in 2022. Ms. Cook appears to have, quote, falsified bank documents and property records to acquire more favorable loan terms. That's exactly what Donald Trump did in spending a decade submitting falsified financial statements, potentially committing mortgage fraud under criminal statute, Mr. Pulte wrote. He oversees Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which guarantee about half of the residential mortgages in the United States. This gives him access to mortgage information on millions of Americans. Let's go back to the first sentence in that middle paragraph there. Mr. Pulte posted on social media Wednesday morning about a criminal referral that he made. He put it on Twitter, presumably before Ms. Cook had any idea that this was even happening. He put it on Twitter. Citing Mr. Pulte's allegations, Mr. Trump demanded on Truth Social that she resign now. Mr. Pulte then tweeted again, the president has great cause to fire Lisa Cook, and mused that the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell might be, quote, complicit with Lisa Cook's alleged fraud, close quote. He reiterated his insinuations that Mr. Powell is covering up Ms. Cook's alleged fraud in an interview on CNBC. He has absolutely no evidence for any of this. This is nasty business. Mr. Powell doesn't have the authority to remove Ms. Cook, and why would he know anything about her mortgages? Again, this is coming from the Wall Street Journal. The context for Mr. Pulte's accusations is relevant. President Trump is angry that the Fed has not cut interest rates. He's threatened to fire Jerome Powell on multiple occasions, calls him a scumbag, calls him incompetent. Ms. Cook voted with Mr. Powell to stand pat at last month's meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee and not reduce interest rates. Mr. Pulte certainly seems to be preoccupied with using his power against Mr. Trump's opponents. In April, he referred New York Attorney General Letitia James for criminal prosecution, and Special Attorney Ed Martin was photographed standing out in front of her home last week, just standing there in front of her house, alleging that she had misrepresented her principal residence in 2023 as being in Norfolk, Virginia, to obtain better loan terms on a mortgage. Again, that is exactly what Donald Trump did. Wait for it. He also accused Letitia James of misstating information in a 2001 application for a property that didn't meet Fannie or Freddie conforming loan rules 24 years ago. 24 years ago. Recall that Letitia James charged Donald Trump with civil fraud under New York law for misrepresenting information about his properties to get better loan rates from banks. A $454 million judgment against Mr. Trump resulted from that trial. With penalties and interest, it's up over $600 million by now. Mr. Pulte in May referred California Senator Adam Schiff for criminal prosecution as well. Mr. Schiff, again, this is the Wall Street Journal. Adam Schiff, who fanned the false Russia collusion narrative against Trump, has also been referred for criminal prosecution. Mr. Pulte claimed the California Democrat misstated his primary residence as being in Maryland while claiming a tax exemption for a primary residence in Burbank, California. Such allegations had been previously reported. Misstating information on a mortgage application does not appear to be uncommon, and the problem may expose underwriting lapses at lenders and at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. You'd think the giant mortgage guarantors would do some back-end work to ensure borrowers aren't claiming multiple homes as their primary residences, but maybe they're not. Mr. Pulte on Wednesday tweeted a 2023 Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank study that found occupancy fraud was pervasive during the 2000s housing bubble and remains present. If that's true, it deserves a broader investigation. Instead, Pam Bondi has unleashed Ed Martin, a fierce Trump partisan, to investigate Letitia James and Adam Schiff, and perhaps now Lisa Cook. Trump withdrew Ed Martin's name for nomination for U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia because he's so fucking crazy that Trump couldn't get enough Republican senators to vote to confirm him. And so now who do we have in his place as U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia? Judge Box of Wine Janine Pirro. She was the reasonable alternative to Ed Martin. Yeah.